students, today's lesson is on solving equations using multiplication or division. So to start with, let's go ahead and get down these key ideas. The multiplication property of equality says multiplying each side of an equation by the same number produces an equivalent equation. And the division property of equality tells us that dividing each side of an equation by the same number produces an equivalent equation. So let's start by doing some modeling. I want you to draw these counters on your paper as I use the counters on the whiteboard here. So we're going to first model 8 equals 4x and what that equation looks like. So I should have 8 positive counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Straighten them up here a little bit. 7, 8. All right. So here's my 8 positive counters, and that's equal to 4 x's. So on this side, I'm going to draw 4 x's. All right. To solve this equation, I want to see what each x is equal to. So for this particular problem, all I'm going to do is take each of my x's and make them worth an equal number of counters. So if 4 x's is worth 8, then each x would be worth 2. So x equals 2 or 2 equals x. Here's one with some negative counters. We have 6x equals negative 12. So here I'm going to have 6 x's copy it real quick here. 6 x's and that's equal to 12 negatives. Get the rest of these guys out of here so they're not in our way. All right, 6 x's equals 12 negatives. So to figure out what each x is worth, I'm just going to divide each of these into an equal number. So each x would be worth 2 negatives. So x equals negative 2. Now our modeling for multiplication problems is a little bit limited here because we can only do it with whole numbers of x's and with numbers that go in equally so that an x value is worth a whole number. So we're a little limited with that. For most of the time though, we can look at any problem and we can solve by doing the inverse. So here we have x divided by 3 or x over 3 equals negative 6. So to solve for x, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So if I multiply x over 3 by 3 over 1, the 3's cancel out, and I'm left with just x, which is what I was hoping for. On the right side, I have negative 6 over 1 times 3 over 1, so that's negative 18. So I solved here to say x equals negative 18. Now I can go ahead and do my check, just like we did with addition and subtraction problems, by putting negative 18 in for x. So we'll say negative 18 over 3 equals negative 6. And yeah, negative 18 divided by 3 is negative 6. So we'll say negative 6 equals negative 6. We've checked. All right, here's our other problem here. 18 equals negative 4y. So we're going to solve this equation for y Here we have negative 4 times y, right? That's what negative 4y means. So to solve for y, we're going to divide both sides by negative 4. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is positive 1, or just 1y. And 18 divided by negative 4, we know it's negative. We'll say, let's see, 4 goes into 18 4 times with 2 left over, so 2/4 or 1/2. So negative 4.5 would be y. And then let's do our quick check here by saying 18 equals negative 4 times negative 4.5. I can change this back into an improper fraction here, so I'll say 18 equals negative 4 times negative 9/2. Here I have negative times negative is positive. 4 times 9 would be 36 divided by 2, so that is 18. So we've done this correctly. Let's take a look at one last example here. Now we're going to use reciprocals. So here I have negative 4/5 x equals negative 8. So to solve for x, I'm going to want to multiply by the reciprocal of negative 4/5. Right? So that just means we're going to take the numerator and denominator and flip. It's negative, it's going to stay negative. So I'm going to multiply by negative 5/4. And I need to do that on both sides. Negative 5/4. So negative 5/4 times negative 4/5 is positive 1. So I just have 1x, or x. And that's equal to negative 8 over 1 times negative 5/4. I can simplify a little bit before I multiply here. 4 goes into itself once, and negative 8 then would be negative 2. And then I'll go ahead and multiply negative 2/1 times negative 5/1. Negative times negative is positive, so that would be 10. Let's go ahead and check this by putting it back into the original equation. Negative 4/5 times 10/1, or 10, equals negative 8. We'll go ahead and check this. We have negative times positive, so that's negative 40/5. That's negative 8 equals negative 8. So we did this correctly. All right, go ahead and try a few on your own, and I will see you soon.